the Heritage Media Group, and we're out in Moore Park today, and we are partnering with Habitat for Humanity. And in such, we are happy to be a part of a program that is one of many that Habitat puts on every year, and that's Hearts and Hammers, and they do other events like Cocktails in Havana and other great events that will help raise money for Habitat. But we're in Moore Park today, and we're visiting with the very lovely Benita Rodriguez here on my left, and over to my right, Tina Ariando, and we're going to be talking with them about what they have experienced out here in Moore Park. And I'm going to turn to Benita, who is, I'm going to lovingly refer to as Mom. So, Mom, how did you hear about a program that Habitat has? It's called Preserve a Home.
How did I hear?
Yeah, how did you hear about it?
Well, my daughter was trying to find someone that could help me because I really needed help. And so she finally came across Habitat, and she called me and she said, I'm going to see if I could get them to come and here to your house so they could see how the house is, and maybe you could get help. And so I waited. They came and they interviewed me, and then they saw the house, how it looked. And so from there on, that's how, it all started. But,
Okay.
So by then, they decided that I was qualified for them to work on the house. And so I've been very, very happy with all the work they did to this house.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, a lot of work.
Tell me, what were some of the conditions in the house before they came in?
Oh my God, everything, the bathrooms, the walls, the doors, my windows, and it was just something that I couldn't afford to do. And I knew that, I have no doorknobs in the windows or in the doors, so I really needed help in that matter because I lived here for many years, and I really wanted something done to the house so I could be safer, especially at night. I wanted doorknobs in the windows and in the doors, which I had nothing like that.
So how long have you lived here in the home?
Well, we came early on the 60s, and from there on, I enjoy living here all those years. But then those days were, I was happy when we moved in because I knew that, I was going to live a better life. But when the years started, came across the years, I noticed that, we couldn't afford to do, to the house no more than what we already had.
Now you have your beautiful daughter here with us today, and we'll be talking with Tina in just a little bit. But how many children did you raise in this house?
Well, at that time I just had two, my daughter and my son. And they grew up in this house. So they had plenty years here until they were old enough that they wanted to be, under. Well, they were looking for a life of their own.
So a lot of fond memories.
A lot of memories in this house. And sometimes, it was too much for me. But there was really nothing I could do until my daughter really said, Mom, I'm going to try. There's ways that you could live better than you are now. So she was the one that really looked for someone to help me.
Well,
And,
with that, I'm going to put you on pause for just a moment, Mom. I'm going to talk to Tina here. Tina, you obviously did some research to get Habitat for Humanity to come in here and help you out. How was that uh, for you to do all that research to come to Habitat and say, you know what, my mom has a need, can you help us?
Several years ago, I was driving down the street and in Camarillo, and I saw this sign, um, Habitat. They were actually building a house in Camarillo, and that's where I got the idea. That's where I thought, well, they're building a house. Maybe they can help. My mother, she could no longer live here because it wasn't safe for her. No insulation. That was my number one priority, was to get insulation, because she's very, very cold in the winter and extremely high temperatures in the summer. And for the past 2 or 3 summers, she's been staying with me. And she's had, because she did have 2 heat strokes, and she couldn't live in here. It was hotter in here than outside, was
Wow.
what the paramedics told us. So I was desperate. I was helping her out with her plumbing, trying to, little of this, little of that, whatever I could afford. But the insulation was the problem. I felt that if she could get help with the insulation, then she could live here with some comfort. And unfortunately, I didn't contact Habitat because I thought that Habitat only built homes. And I was really desperate, and I went back on the internet, and I went into the Habitat, the website, and there was a section on preservation of homes, restoration of homes, and I thought, oh my goodness, this is it. This is the answer. So I called. I'm not sure who I spoke to, but I think it may have been Felipe Torres. And I asked some questions. They gave me an application, and that started the ball rolling. And I had no idea. I had no idea that they were going to come in and restore this house. I just, it was unsafe for her. They saw everything that had to be done, and I just couldn't believe what they have done to this house. It's a brand new house.
So you have seen a major transformation from what was to what is now.
Yes, yes, definitely. Yes, definitely.
Wonderful. Let's get back over to Mom. Mom, this has made a world of difference for you.
oh, yes, very much, very much.
And you're very
Yeah.
grateful, I suppose, to Habitat and what they have done for you.
Yeah, I think about it, and I just have no words to say what they did to me. Thank you.
How did you feel when you were notified that Habitat was going to come out here and
Right.
come alongside of you and help you out?
Well, at first, I said I was gonna be happy with just the one thing that I really needed, was the installation, that maybe this house would be, you know, the way I was suffering in this house, the heat. And I wanted the house to be something that I could, even just that, but I sure wanted something better just to keep cool. So I won't be suffering what I was suffering inside. Like I say, I went several times with my daughter to get away from the heat here. And and so when I heard that I was qualified that they were gonna start working on the house. I had no, I had, I was just so happy about it. And when they started to, that contractor said, I'm gonna see every little thing that you need in this house. I said, really? They said, yes, because we're gonna do it all. I said, the whole house? He said, yes, you need to have windows and floors, because I had a carpet, and over the years, I couldn't do anything, but I still had the carpet on.
Well, you have some very beautiful hardwood floors in here. I
Yes.
remember as a child myself, the home that I grew up in, Mom and Dad had hardwood floors. And so this brings back a
Yes.
lot of great memories for me to see these hardwood floors in here. And I noticed that you have a beautiful couch over there in the corner
Well-
that you bought at the Restore. One of you did
Yes,
anyway.
no, when they were almost, I don't remember what they were already done with the house, so they were still working. My daughter took me to the store, and then the first thing I saw walking in was that there. And I said, look, it's gonna look nice in the big room with the colors that I wanted and the walls. And she said, do you like it? I said, yes, look, it's beautiful. It, and then she said, well, we'll look around and see. But she went ahead and talked to some sales lady there. But it seems that somebody else had seen it before we went in there. And that lady, I think, I don't know, was it same day or the following day that we went back, and she called attention to us that the lady had not had room, wasn't had room for the sofa. So he said, so if you want it, I said, you can have it now.
Wow.
And so it was something that it was just, and I told my daughter, I said, oh, Mom, I said, she said, you really want it? I said, yes, I want that sofa. And that's the sofa that I got there at the store.
Wonderful. So this
So-
really has really helped your mom in a great way with the Preserve a Home project.
There aren't any words to
Really?
express our gratitude, and to
Yeah.
the volunteers, to our contractor. We got to be great friends. Chris was our contractor, and just all the groups that came by. They all had smiles early in the morning. They would come and just be happy about being here and,
Yes.
and working and painting and doing whatever they were asked to do. It was just wonderful to have
Wonderful.
them here.
Mom, if you could express in a few words how you feel, and just kind of look over there towards Paul and let people know how happy you are and how grateful you are to Habitat and for what they have done for you.
Well, for my feelings that Habitat had done all what I have now, it's been something that I would never myself would have. If it would been for them coming in and do all the work they really went through in this house, now I see it, and it looks like I just had a dream and woke up and saw a different, brand new house. And so I don't know how I'm ever gonna repay them for what they did to this. I think people should really know that there is always something like Habitat that helps people like me and that could really learn that there is always can have the belief if that habitat is something very, very special on helping people like myself.
You know, this is one of many stories that
Yeah.
Habitat for Humanity has. And we're going to talk with Felipe Flores from Habitat, and he's going to kind of put a wraps in all of this for us.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
ladies, thank you so much in inviting us into your wonderful
Oh.
home and for all the goodies and
Uh.
that cinnamon iced tea. Oh my gosh, I'm going to go back for seconds. But we're going to talk to Felipe now, and we'll put a wraps on this. But thank you so
Oh.
much for joining us,
Thank you.
and
It was
you know, and best of luck to you going forward. This is a beautiful home, and I'm so glad that Habitat came along and
well.
partnered with you
They did everything that I even the fence outside.
outside.
They
Wow!
put up fence that it was almost halfway gone,
Oh my!
and they put up fence all right.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you, ladies. And Felipe's going to join us right now. And we want to put a wraps on this, and I've got
Oh.
Felipe Flores visiting with us right now from Habitat. And Mom,
Yes.
you have been tremendous, and I thank you so much for sharing your wonderful and beautiful and heartwarming story. And in fact, one of the partners came from a local church here in Moore
Oh.
Park, and you were telling us off camera that you now are part of that congregation, and
Right.
you're there every Sunday, and they come by and pick you up, and you're having a good time there.
I am. Yes. Yeah,
Well-
with those people. They, for a person like me, not knowing too many people, I went in, and it seems I saw all those faces that I wasn't aware I was gonna see, and I saw, my goodness, what can I say now? I said, well, I just walked in, and I just sat with Chris's family, but I myself was thinking, my goodness, Lord, here I am with all these new people. What am I gonna, you know, do? I don't know what to say to them. So I just kept to myself, and like like nothing was going on. I just met friends and hello, how are you? And they all knew who I was. Benita, we're glad you're here visiting. I hope you can, so and so. But I said, oh, thank you very much. I sure liked meeting you all. Even Pastor Chris came and said, I hope you come back again. And so I did.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I did. I went back. And I'm
Well, you
there.
hold
So,
on, Mom. I want to talk to Felipe for just a moment. Felipe, this is a tremendous story about how Habitat has helped Benito Rodriguez and coming into the home. Can you share a little bit about the Preserve a Home program, and how do people get qualified for it, and perhaps people need more information?
Sure. So the Preserve a Home program, it's really unique in what it does, because we really don't do remodel work. We stick more to the principles of trying to help the homeowner stay in their home, especially the folks that are in the senior population. And so we take on aging in place issues and help them to stay in their homes and be comfortable and be safe. And we take on different aspects so that they're, again, able to stay in their own home. The program was built in with the affiliate about 4 years ago, so it's 4 years and counting, and we've served over 60 families in those 4 years, and we're very proud of them. And Mrs. Rodriguez is one of those families, her and her family. So the work that we did here is not so much what would you call it, the typical remodel job. Again, we tackle on critical life, health, safety issues. For example, the insulation, like Tina was mentioning earlier today, the insulation was a critical piece since she had, Mrs. Rodriguez suffered 2 heat strokes. So what we did is that, along with Chris Grosso, our site supervisor, and with many volunteers, including those from the Bridge Church here in Moore Park, they installed several layers of insulation in the attic. Not only did they do the installation, they also installed, they removed and replaced all the windows with newer, dual pane glazed, energy efficient windows. So now the interior of the home, especially in the summer, and then we're heading in towards winter, although our winters haven't been that cold, but there is a 50% improvement in the interior conditions. So it's much more comfortable for Mrs. Rodriguez to be here in our home. So that's one of the reasons why the installation was done along with the windows. So we changed out all the windows. We also changed up the flooring, and it's what we noticed when we did the initial assessment was that the carpeting had many ripples. There were parts where the carpet was torn up, and these were trip hazards for Mrs. Rodriguez. So what we did is that we just thought it would be easier and a little bit safer if we had a laminate flooring, which is what the guys, our volunteers did, along with the assistance of one of our subcontractors. So they took out the carpeting and they put in laminate flooring, which it's a smooth surface, it's clean, easy to maintain, and there are no trip hazards anymore for her. And also we had a few minor items, plumbing. We had a little bit of, I think it was a clogged sink in one of the bathrooms, and so our guys fixed that. And in the exterior, I think they fixed up your fence.
Yes.
It was about to fall down, and
Yes, it was
thank God it
halfway.
didn't fall on someone.
Yeah.
So we fixed the fence, and so those were the repairs that were done here on the home. And then just on an aesthetic point of view, well, yeah, we did the paint, a little bit of landscape, and mowed the lawn, but that's incidental. What we're really working towards are, again, the critical issues so that the homeowner can stay in the home, age in place comfortably and safely, and have a happy homeowner like we have with Mrs. Rodriguez. And just as a quick little caveat here is that the furniture, the beautiful green sofa, which you can't appreciate, was bought at the restore. And I just found out from Tina, Mrs. Rodriguez's daughter, that they picked up blinds just recently for 2 of the bedrooms, beautiful Bali blinds. So the restore also helped in and pitched in with Mrs. Rodriguez's home. So.
Wonderful. Well, I tell you what, it's a beautiful project. You know, I mentioned earlier the beautiful hardwood floors. I had no idea that they were laminate, and you couldn't tell.
No.
I mean, it looks absolutely stunning. And Felipe, I want to thank you for being a part of the life of Benitez Rodriguez.
Right.
Lovely lady, lovely daughter. And as I mentioned earlier, Habitat is involved in so many things and so many projects, and people need to know that their support is needed to help you, to help people like our Mrs. Rodriguez here. Would you do us a favor and look straight into our camera and give us your telephone number, website, for people to become involved and to come alongside Habitat for Humanity and be a part of this wonderful organization?
It is.
Sure. Our Preserve Our Home program, all the information's on our website, and you can find that at www.habitatventura.org. And our phone number is 805-485-6065. And we do have grant money available to work with homeowners in unincorporated areas of the county and in the city of Camarillo, city of Ventura. Brand new city of Oxnard, we'll be starting work there. Send in your pre-qualification questionnaire to see if you qualify for grant money. And the only thing that we ask of everybody is to be a little bit patient. We are overwhelmed with folks that have the need. this program just continues to grow by leaps and bounds. But we just ask everybody to be a little bit patient because we are overwhelmed at the demand. But we will answer either one way or another to try to qualify you or give you some type of response on your condition as soon as we can. Again, just a bit of patience, but we're happy to try and assist everybody as much as we can. And that's what we're looking for, happy homeowners and homeowners that are safe in their own homes.
And again, the website and phone number.
Website is www.habitatventura.org, and our phone number is 805-485-6065.
Felipe Benitez Rodriguez, thank you so much, and thank you for watching. I'm Bill DeFoy with the Heritage Media Group.